Morning folks, and welcome back to another film. So today we've got nice conditions today, and what I want to concentrate, I've got the 600mm for 2 days. I've got it for another 2 days, Dawn. 1 day, we've got 1 day left with the big 600, so we want to try and optimize it, get the most out of it. Now if you follow me a couple of films ago, you'll remember we put that little hide up there, didn't we? We got the shovel out, dug a few holes and put this hide up. Now that was for one species in particular, and that was the bullfinch. So for those of you that didn't see the film, that's the hide we put up. I just wanted to get rid of this slope, if you will, so we put a level platform up and we put the hide there with a view to photographing the bullfinches in this fantastic wild hedgerow that has now been, I don't know, since we had that dumping of snow, it's absolutely flattened everything, which it's what it is, it don't matter. But I didn't really manage to get any good pictures of the bullfinches, which was the #1 species I was after. I've got pictures of the thrushes and I'm happy with that. I'm just going to leave that up. Well, I'll just leave it up, it's not doing any harm there. So we'll utilise that throughout the winter. But the thing is, when I'm washing up, right, what are you laughing for? Right, I've got a fantastic view down the valley. It's brilliant. And every time I'm stood there with pots, I keep seeing the bullfinches, and they're in one spot in particular. So follow me. They're either in this bit here, and you see all these sticky buds, which are a nightmare, that get all over your clothes. They're either around here, or come with these paths need topping up. We've been doing a bit of wood chipping the last couple of days, so we've they're great, the wood chip paths, but occasionally they need topping up. So that's what we've been doing here. Anyway, like I said, so there's the kitchen window, and this is my view down the valley, and I've had loads of bullfinches on here, just this little patch. Honestly, I looked out the other morning, there were 4 jays just knocking about. I don't know why, I don't know what the jays were interested in, but what we've got here are, you can see the old nettles, and this is what, and this as well. So these are docks. So that is what the bullfinches have been feeding, those little tiny seed heads. That's what they're interested in. So I've seen them there this morning. First thing, I had a male and a female on there.
While you were doing the pots?
While I was doing the pots. And we're going to try and utilise we're going to try and make the most of that 600. So what the plan is today, because these docks they've been here for a while, I think they're kind of running out. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up onto the meadow. I've seen the bullfinches up there feeding. We're going to take a few docks. We're just going to plonk them in the ground like I did with these ones. There are some that were here naturally, but I've added these and it attracted them in, it brought them in, which worked a treat. So we'll have a wander up there. We'll grab an handful of them, and then what I plan to do, I managed to actually get some pictures of them last week when we had the snow here. So I've got a V6 hide that I put on the hard stand in there. So we're going to put the V6 up, and we're also going to get the hockey. Now we're going to put the hockey there just to give us 2 different angles, and we're going to set Dawn up. All right, the missus is having to do with the camera. I keep trying to get her involved in the photography, and she's not. She'd rather be behind the camera filming me, but she's agreed today to sit in the V6. So we're going to set her up with we've got the D610, and we're going to put the 500 F4 on. So Dawn's going to be sat there. I'm going to be in the hockey, the really comfortable one, the one led down. I did offer her the hockey hide, but she said she'd rather sit down, so which I don't blame her, to be honest. So we're going to set the hockey up there. I'm going to be kind of eye level, and we're just going to try see what shots we can get. Like I said, I've only got the 600 for 1 more day, and I want to get some nice shots with it if we can. Now the light this time of the year, it literally, because it's winter, the sun is really low down. I don't even know if we're going to get any sun today. There's a possibility, but that gap there is where you get the light shining down onto that patch. So that arrives around about, I don't know, maybe dinner time or something like that. So it's 10 o'clock now. Gives us a chance to get these two little hides set up, go through a few basics with the camera with Dawn. I'm sure she'll pick it up pretty quick. We'll get bedded in and we'll just have a couple of hours and see if we can get any pictures of these bullfinches. If we don't get any, I'm still going to show you the footage I got in the snow, which was fantastic. So let's get cracking, let's get down, let's get the hides and get them set up. Hockey, ground hide, V6. So if you're setting a hide up, it's always a good idea to try and get it next to a bit of cover if you can. If you're out in a, you know, if I was to put it down here, it's completely exposed and it stands out in the environment. If I put it here, it blends into the actual structure of the building. So where the birds are, they look that way, and to be honest, I don't think they'd notice them. If it's set up here, you know, it stands out on the open grass, so they're likely to not, you know, they're going to be a bit more wary of it. So like I said, if you're out in the field, it's always a good idea to put it against a hedge, a tree, whatever. Try and blend it in with that environment as much as you can. Doesn't so much matter with the hockey because we're low down, we're, you know, low profile, but with something like the V6 that probably stands up about that tall, it's particularly important to consider where you're sighting it. So we'll get these banged up now. We're just going to tuck this one in here, make a bit of space, that'll do us. I think possibly we are going to be low down. We're going to have to come onto the grass a bit because it just runs down a bit. I think if I put it there, I think that grassy mound might be in the way because this is proper low level. I think we'll get a bit of foam. We'll put a bit of foam down first. Just an old bit of garage flooring, like a it'll just keep the bottom of the hide clean, but it'll also add a bit of insulation as well, because you do get cold in these hides. It's really important, if you're using a ground hide, get some form of insulation between you and the floor. Well, this will do it, and we'll also put a roll mat in as well. I don't want to be getting a chill at my age. Right, that's a mat I made as well, forgot about that. So we can put that down. Again, it just protects the bottom of the hide to a degree. There we go. This is a superb hide. For anyone that hasn't ever tried a ground hide, you just get a really good perspective. So low down, get eye level with your subject, fantastic, particularly on the estuaries and for wildfowl and ducks and the like. But I say I've used it for all sorts of species, and especially species where they are really, really shy. It gives you that low profile and keeps you out of their eye line, if you will. Again, on this hide we do have a rain canopy that goes over the top, but I'm not too fussed about that. I'll shove that down the bottom. We're going to get our mat in now. Support wise on this one, we're just going to use a couple of bean bags. I will show you another thing as well that we can use a small tripod with a video head, which again, if you're doing video work, can be quite useful. But we'll get that roll mat in now. Before you commit, always test it out. I've done it before this, when I first got this hide and I had it set up. got all my gear in, my bag in, everything, and the position wasn't right. So always a good idea when you're setting any hide up, just get sat in it, just make sure all your angles are right. So like I said, this one, it's all right getting in it, it's getting out again. Right, so yeah, that should be all right. I'm happy with that. Yeah, cool. Right, the grass isn't in the way, bit of a slope down, but no, we should be good with that. What we'll do now, we'll nip up into the meadow, as I was saying before. Them docks, they might be running out of seed heads, so we'll just go up, we'll just pick a few off and just stick them in the ground. And if they, if they come down, they come down, but we're not putting any feed down, because I've had them feeders full for the last probably a couple of weeks, or maybe 3 weeks since I filled that up, and the bullfinches, they're not interested in seeds or feeders. Well, they're not around here. I have seen them before, on other people's films, but they're just interested in the natural food, and that's brilliant, isn't it? It's so much better photographing a subject when it's feeding on a natural food source. Right, let's go up there, we'll go and grab a few. A bit of added info for anyone that watches the homestead films. We've not done a homestead film for a bit, but we've just been doing a bit of work on the orchard. So we had the chipper going yesterday. What a tool this is, absolutely brilliant. I love it, and it's vital for us, because we've been trimming the apple trees back. Not hard, we're gonna prune them again in summertime. But we've been taking this back as well. We've been coppicing some of the hazel we've been using for the footpaths as well, and just clearing it really, because it was getting a little bit choked, the orchard was. And I've started, now how successful this is going to be, but I've just started laying this hedge here, this blackthorn hedge, because some of the trees, the apple trees, they're kind of growing that way, so it's almost like they're looking for the light. So this gets really thick, this blackthorn hedge, so I've started laying this now. Right, don't judge, I've never laid a hedge before in my life, but I've watched a few films on it, so we're gonna carry on with this, and it'll be right when it's done. I don't know what I'm doing, but I kind of know what I'm doing through watching other people do it. But we'll make a decent job of that. So we're going to lay that hedge, just drop the height a bit, and hopefully let a bit of light into the orchard. But yeah, it's a nice time of the year to be doing this kind of stuff, especially when it's not raining. Right, let's go and find some of them docks. So, looking round, this is knapweed. I've had the goldfinches feeding on the knapweed. Bullfinches, they're not interested in that. It's the docks that they're after, and I've noticed some up at this top end. Oh, here we go. So this is what we're looking for. You can see there, and that's why it's really important. I think I mentioned it a couple of films ago. Don't be so keen to get rid of everything this time of year. If people have had them growing in the garden, or in a like a scratty patch in the corner of the garden, that food source is then gone for these bullfinches. So all I'm going to do, we're just going to take a few off. I won't take all of them, just like I said, they do like to feed on them, but we're just moving them to a different part of the garden. Hopefully they'll spot them and come down, you never know. And they stay hard, they don't go soft. They're a nice tough stake, so you can put them into the ground. I reckon that'll do. So we've got a bunch there. We'll head back down, put these in, do our quick tutorial with Dawn with the camera. I know what's going to happen. She's going to get some better pictures than me, no doubt. We'll see. She's eager to learn, ain't you, love? Yeah. I think she's going to want a Z8 and a 400 2.8.
I get a Z8 and you've got a Z9.
Well, you can have a Z9 if you want, and then It's always a spare body then for me, isn't it?
You could have the Z8 and give me the Z8.
Hey, well, that's fine by me. Fine by me. Again, going back to what we were saying about leaving stuff wild, this is a brilliant little spot here, and I've just left this and it becomes alive with birds. You can see all these sticky buds and the, you know, this pile of brash that to some people is a nightmare, but for photographers it's just a haven. You get the wrens in and out of this log pile, that's all getting mossed up, and we're just going to leave that. That's fantastic habitat that for voles and mice. Obviously we've got the tawny owls around here, and I was up in the hide last night and I was just watching. I didn't have my camera with me, I just put the lights on, and the tawny owl came in, landed on the big perch, and it was actually hunting off the buzzard perch. It was just looking down into the ground and it was diving down into the grass, which was fantastic. You know, natural behaviour to watch. Superb, really good. So we'll put a few, we'll make a new patch. We'll put a few out here. So just, you know, consider where you're putting them. Like we've got that it's almost like a thistle top, I think. So there's a potential that they might even go on that. So if we put one near that, they might feed, you know, on that while they're off that. That's the theory anyway. So there's no great science to it. Some nettles at the back there, just add them in, and then I think we'll put a few up here as well. You can see how easy they go in the ground, they're quite tough. Yeah, these bullfinches have been notoriously difficult to get anywhere near. I've seen them again when I've been washing up, and they're laughing at. I've grabbed the camera, tried sneaking around the side of the house, around the front of the house, and they are so flighty. They are really twitchy, and especially if there's, again, it's something to consider. There's been, at some point, there's been like 3 males and 3 females on here. So you've got 12 eyes looking at you or looking for you. It's a lot easier stalking one subject than it is 6 or 3. Because like I say, you've got all them eyes and it only takes one of them to go and all the rest of them are gone. So, and that goes with any subject as well. You know, if you're photographing deer or otters or single subjects, is so much easier to get close to. Right, so Dawn's in position, ready for the off. So all I've done, like I said, I've had to give myself a little bit of a reminder, but it's completely different to using the Z9. So for someone that is not into photography, it can be a little bit daunting. So all I've done here, I've set the camera up on aperture priority. The ISO, we've got the ISO on auto, and it's just basically point and shoot. The light's very constant today. It's not like we've got cloud where, you know, the sun's popping through and it's changing all the settings and that. So like I said, we've got, I'm going to look on this, we've got settings wise, we're wide open, shooting wide open because it's pretty dull, and we're on ISO 1600, and it's given us about 1,000th of a second, which on the 500mm, we're on the tripod, it should be fine, because sometimes they do stay pretty static, these bullfinches. So are you ready? Are you ready for your
oh yeah.
You ready for your competition?
It's not a competition.
Oh, it's always a competition.
No, it's not. Definitely not.
No, it's not a competition, but it's just a bit of fun in it. But it gives us 2 chances, you see. So 2 different viewpoints. They might not even come in. Or we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to run through it now with Dawn, just tell her, because when you're teaching someone who has absolutely no idea, I mean, she's heard me talking with people about the, you know, light and aperture and shutter speed and all that we talk about, but it means nothing probably, does it?
No.
It don't mean anything, does it?
No.
So just the basics, like what button to press for you know, we're on back button focus, so and simple things like moving the camera around, so undoing the tripod foot collar, you know, and being able to twist the camera to get the levels right. Really basic things, where the shutter releases, you know, what to actually look through. These are the most basic things that we take for granted because we're doing it all the time. So I'm just going to run through them with Dawn, and then I'm going to get bedded down in the hockey and see if we manage to get any pictures of these bullfinches. All right, in the world, 1/500th of a second. If we put it up to 1 chair or this, we can knock it down if you want. Too high. Right, we've got Dawn set up in there. Let's get in this ground hide. So I mentioned before a couple of different ways we can do this support wise. I like to use bean bags. Bean bags are brilliant, but if you're doing video work, it's a good idea to have a video head. Now this is about as low a setup as I can go. It's got, you know, my little high footage tripod there. It's as low as it'll go, and that video head on top. I don't know whether it might be too tall, to be honest, but we'll have a do with it.
Say goodbye.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day when this goes by. I love it. I've not done any big reviews on this because, to be honest, I'm not one for doing technical reviews on lenses on YouTube. There's loads out there. There's more videos than you know what to watch. So, to be honest, from a using it out in the field kind of perspective, what do I think of that? Well, it's a stunning piece of glass. It's absolutely amazing, and that teleconverter is just an absolute dream. It's a game changer. It allows you to get, you know, to change that magnification at just the flick of a switch. It's brilliant, absolutely stunning. Easy to handhold. You know, I can take that out and I could handhold that all day, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not just saying that, but it is completely handholdable. You know, it's brilliant. Whether I get the 400 2.8 or the 600 f4, I think I'd go for the 600, to be honest. I do. I know a lot of people get the 400, they use them, you know, it's a good hide length, but I like me out in the field, you know, searching for stuff, and sometimes it can be difficult to get close to subjects. So that extra 200mm, I know you get the extra light gathering qualities of the 2.8, but you can't knock the 600 f4. It's a stunning piece of glass. It is superb. It's a big sucker, but it's not ridiculously heavy. Like I said, I mean, you can handle that pretty much all day long. I'd have no problem with that whatsoever. So, like I said, no big fancy in-depth review because there's loads of them out there on YouTube, but it's a fantastic piece of glass, and I'll be sorry to see it go. But what it does mean is that I can actually open up my 150 to my 180 to 600 and start using that, which is going to be my walk around lens. You know, sadly I won't be walking around with this one, but anyway, let's get set up in here and see if we can get some of these bullfinches. We'll try it. Let's give it a do. Sorted. Right, we're on there. That's working all right at the moment, so that's the setup we're going with. And again, with the video head, it allows me to do some video work, and it's, you know, a little bit smoother. So we'll get zipped in, and hopefully something will arrive. Right, we've got refreshments. We'll give it a couple of hours. See you in a bit. We've been in 10 minutes. They're down already, which is fantastic. And the first thing I heard was that D610 going off like a machine gun. So Dawn's obviously found the subject and rattling a few shots off. So we'll see what she manages to get. Back again. Fantastic, what a bird. So we've 2 males in at the moment. And they're all over there. They love them docks. They absolutely love them. They're going mad for them. What a stunning bird they are. I think they're one of our prettiest hedgerow birds, you know, our garden birds. They're superb. The colours on their males are absolutely amazing. Well folks, I think that has been an absolute resounding success. It only took about 15 minutes and they were in feeding, and I got some really nice shots, really good, well suited that. They're hard to photograph sometimes, especially in something like that, because there's no saying that they're going to come to the front of the you know, the vegetation, so a lot of the time they were obscured. So as I said, I were having to, you know, flick into manual focus and just trying to get them, you know, in focus. The Z9 wasn't quite picking them up because the vegetation was that thick, so it's hard for that, you know, that focus to grab the eye. But no, I'm super chuffed with some of them images. Whether they didn't actually go on them pieces that we put in at the beginning of the film, which, you know, it'd be nice if they had, because they're a bit more open and a bit more clear, but hey, it don't matter, does it? They will come down on them, no doubt, at some point. So what we what's this? Oh well, I just thought I'd show the old calendar again. Yeah, the 2025 wildlife calendar, still available, selling well, but there's not that many left, so don't miss the boat. All signed by myself up there. Okay, so I'll put a link on the bottom there. You can get them on the Tragapan website. So yeah, any proceeds that we make, any profit that we make from these calendars, it all goes back into the channel, so it helps support the channel and keeps it going, because, you know, equipment and filming stuff and, you know, all that malarkey, yeah, So it's much appreciated if you purchase one of them. Thanks very much. I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to go in. I have something else to show you as well. So we're going to go up into the studio. We're going to edit some of these photographs. We're going to see what Dawn got, because I could hear that camera blatting away like a machine gun. So I think she had a bit of fun in there with them bullfinches. Hopefully she'll have got some nice pictures, and hopefully she might have got the bug. You never know. There's a female back now. Back again. I'm not going anywhere for a bit. I'm going to stay in there and try and get some more pictures. Just going through some of these photos now. Got some lovely images there. Really chuffed with some of them. Nice to go out on a bit of a high with that 600mm. It's gone back now. Anyway, never mind. It was just nice to have use of it for a few weeks. So anyway, we'll put these photos on at the end and that extra bit of bonus footage from when we were in the snow. Now, I said I wanted to show you something. It got sent to me. I've had it a few months now, so I've given it a good test. Now, Freewell sent me one of these. Now, it's a Freewell Pro reader. Now, when I go away anywhere, you end up taking, you've got a box with all your memory cards in. You've got different card readers, so that does my CF Express type ones. That one does SDs. That one does micro SDs, and you end up with a multitude of stuff. And it's also easy to forget something, so you can end up not having a card reader for the particular card that you're using. You know, you've got vlogging cameras, drones, different cameras that use all different cards, and it can get a bit of a faff. So when Freewell contacted me about this Pro reader, I was quite interested to have a look at it. So they sent it along. This is it. Pretty small device, really well made. It's like a anodized aluminium case on it, so dead sturdy. It's got a couple of clips there, a couple of spring clips. You just press them in. Little carabiner on the top so you can fasten it into your bag, a bit of extra security. Press them in and out it slides. So that's the external case. Now, what we have here, we can store all our cards in it. So you can see all the micro SDs there. What else have we got? We've got standard SD cards. We've got USB type. What's that one? Not USB. CF Express type B and type A. And it also holds the nano SIMs as well. So built into it, we've got a cable there. That cable plugs straight into your device, so that'll plug straight into a laptop or your desktop or your phone, and really fast transfer speeds as well. So I'll put all the data, all the details and the specs on the screen now. I'll show you, but it is so much quicker than the card readers that I've been using. So I pretty much use it all the time. I have it set up on this desktop when I'm transferring vlogging data and all that kind of stuff. I use it all the time. So as I said, I've been using it for the last few months, so I've hammered it, and it is excellent. It's really good. It comes with a little adapter as well. So you've got your USB-C connection there. You see that? And your adapter, that just plugs in, and then it will plug into your computer. So I can't really find a fault with it. The only thing that I can find a fault with it is how short the cable is. That is the only thing. But I would imagine you could extend that, but you'd obviously have to find a cable that will handle them transfer speeds. But yeah, suited to bits with that, and it's just so handy having everything together. I tell you what I do use it a lot for is transferring stuff onto my phone. So I can just literally take a card out of the Z9, plug it straight in there, plug it into the USB connection on my phone, and then I can transfer any images, you know, for social media, for Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So excellent device, really chuffed with that, really good. That's about it for this one. Thanks for joining us. I really enjoyed that session with the Bullfinch. It was great for Dawn to have a do as well, so maybe she's got the bug. You never know, that Z8 might be coming. Another little reminder about the calendars. Okay, we've still got some left, so link on the on the bottom of the screen. Anyone that's bought me a coffee this week, super appreciated, absolutely brilliant. So much generosity out there. Thanks very much. It just goes a long way to help support the channel and keep it running. And that's about it for this one, really. Give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week. See you now.